Alright, lads. Where are we going? Oh.
What's happened?
It's this way, right?
Gator,
No.
you're right, old man.
This way. Oh, okay, it's Eloise.
If we're going to do this, we'll need help.
What you
We'll
doing?
have to find it, and fast. We cannot let this chance pass us by. Clive, your timing is impeccable. It just so happens that right at this very moment, we're in need of someone with your talents.
And what talents would those be?
Why, your fearlessness, and your skill with a blade.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Republic, so too did a wave of chaos and confusion. Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers have lost their masters, or taken the opportunity to flee them. None remain free for long, of course. Most find themselves under the protection of the Fist before they get far. But the army too is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges. Which means it has been looking to sell.
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain that way.
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more, and for an attractive price, no less.
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, we have nowhere to house them. So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. Somewhere far from the prying eyes of those who would see them enslaved once more. And we believe we have found one.
Oh,
Cashlock. A small hamlet hidden in a canyon.
so not the
The
hideaway.
place was abandoned a long time ago. But when the men moved out, the beasts moved in.
And so we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to encourage them to look elsewhere. You'll help, won't you?
Yeah, I was thinking it's going to be the same as Quentin. Like, can we send these guys to the hideaway? I thought it was the same kind of premise, but no.
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind making arrangements for the transportation of our guests, as we discussed.
Of course. Leave everything with me.
Sounds like you'll have your work cut out for you.
I will. We have an entire village to stock and furnish. Residents and all. Even if I begin right now, I'll be working day and night. So I'd better get started. Try to clear the place out before the wagons roll in, won't you?
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chairdra's Thread, past Lateney's Cleft. My man there will open the gate for you.
All right. Wish me luck.
I'm sure you won't need it.
Smooth. I think we're pushing close to getting more stuff for our plus points as well, actually, which is good. Now, yeah, thankfully we have this, which is closer, but I think... Where is the entrance to this bit? Is it from here? Yeah, there's nothing from here to enter there. Yeah, so this is a path that we didn't go down before, and I said last time that probably should. So... yeah, I might actually enter through here, and then kind of do this whole path. Or is it from there? Unsure. I will start from here, now that this bit is unlocked. Yeah, we've got a few little options here, so let's just start with... oh, I can't travel here? Oh no, it's still refused entry. Fine. We'll start here. But yeah, I was also kind of hoping, again, especially while I've got Joshua here as well, I just wanted to do as much questing as I can altogether. Now, one thing that I think, let's say something like God of War Ragnarok always did very well, so did God of War, was that in these situations they really put together a lot of nice pieces of dialogue and stories and that kind of thing, so that when you are doing these kind of traversals to and from areas, your characters would just kind of chat to each other. And so I really wish we had a bit more of that. There's so much scope for it. Like, there's so much history that's been missing, and I'm sure they've got so much to say to each other and talk about. And Jill's not exactly like a, you know, Jill's like family, so she's someone that I think they could have certain conversations around without it being weird. So it is a bit of an opportunity miss, so I've given them kind of ample time and opportunity, but I don't think it's something they've really implemented into the game, which is definitely a shame. Because I have seen it done to really nice effect in other games. And so it's something I do generally look for a lot. Like, these are things to just add even more like cherry on top. Right.
Over here!
What else we got? Oh. Yeah, especially when Joshua uses that big move, man. You got no chance. Now, let me have a look at my abilities. It has been a while. Is there anything else I can play around with as I start to get nearer to the end of the game? Because I imagine by the time you've got the final icons, there's not that much more to do in the game, surely. They're probably more useful if you do like a New Game Plus or something like that. Yeah, it's definitely cool, but just like compared to what I have, like I like Pile Drive much better just because of that nice range. Does good damage, does good stagger. This one I just love as well. Like, I don't think... This is the one that's still the most replaceable at this stage. I've had it since the start. I could look to replace that, possibly. This definitely helps to defend me a lot. And so maybe there's space for one new ability, but what would it be? Maybe I could try Impulse for a while. Let's try some Impulse. I'd mastered this one anyway, yeah. Yeah, so Impulse hasn't been mastered, so I have to use it here. And then that means I can move Will of the Wikes to here. Okay. Still at least trying to experiment with some more stuff when I can. Right. Yeah, this is more of what I was looking for. Let's try this side first. Ah, this one was just outside the range. That's lame. Impulse looking nice. Yeah, it gives me a little bit more of a magey vibe too. Can seem to affect a lot of enemies at once as well, which is nice. Right. Let's start with these defense nodes again. Well, I didn't think it would take it out that quick. Fine. Alrighty. So, let's set that off. Ah, yeah, it's tough. Again, this guy's not really a threat, so I'm not too worried. There you go. Let him have it. Yeah, it did land a couple of hits on me, so let's get a bit of it back. And a bit of this. Yeah, now we're seeing some bigger damage. And time basically stops when you do it as well, which is nice. Oh, 30,000 damage and he's still kicking. Fair play, man. I did everything I could. Ah, yeah, it's tough to get those. I'm still not good enough at that. Fair play, man. If this thing was like a level 40, then it would be a very real bout.
It's over.
Yeah, especially trying like the new abilities as well.
Help me, boy. I'm hurt, Torgal.
What's around here? Really? How are they involved in this? What the? Can I get him like this? I don't get to win the battle until I kill him. That's annoying. I think I've got to Phoenix flame them. Otherwise, yeah, I don't have the range. I'm getting my ability points here. Let's hope this reaches. Really? Hey! Come on, man. I can't reach it. That sucks. What were they thinking? I can only imagine the Phoenix Flame triggered that off. It's the first time something like this happened in the game, to be fair, but still, it's really annoying. This part of the battle theme reminds me of Final Fantasy 13, actually. Yeah, the early bit sounds a bit like Final Fantasy 8 and the later bit sounds like Final Fantasy 13. To me, it's like a fusion of the two. Honestly, because the battles are so generally fast-paced and you have to get like a quick start and stuff, I'm always just focused on the gameplay and the fighting. And I don't really get as much chance to just enjoy the theme. Now, I really hope the Phoenix Flame reaches this stupid... Has no health as well, son of a bitch. I waited like an extra 2 minutes here. Yeah, it was 129 points I would have given up on there, which I did not want to do. Yeah, just want to double check this side that I didn't come down before. Okay. There you go, actually killed one.
Get him.
The other one getting caught in the crossfire is pretty funny. Yeah, at least I got 2 of them. Yeah, I don't think there's much else here. I'm going to turn back and move forward. Right. So is this 2 paths? No, it's just it connects to the same thing. Okay. Right, and we're ready to go.
This one. Stay down. Garuda.
Garuda! Yeah, when me and Joshua sync up on the spells, it's really fun. And we'll take out the spellcaster quick time. You ain't weaving nothing, homie. Go get him. Woof. That's insane. This guy should be shooting his pants right about now. Right. Finally, we get to go to the riverside here.
This must have been a nice place once.
And it will be again.
Let's just... I want to get in the middle of the situation here, and then give him a bit of this, of course. Yeah. Some hounds got taken out. Again, surprisingly resilient here. Any AoE I can find. Died a lot of you. Okay, there's a lot of them.
It's over.
Yeah, I kind of blew my load a bit here, but I didn't realize there was still a lot more to go. Ah, it just got me. Yeah, it's not easy to work with that. Like, we're not specifically in any danger. It's more a case of how quickly we can take things out.
It's over.
There we go. $108, nice.
I think that's the last of them.
I think you're right. Let's head back to Boklad.
Yeah, seems like a very nice place for a settlement. But I just want to have a quick look around first. I have not sold any guild bugs or anything in ages. That really must be like a... if you want to buy all of the musical items and stuff. Just a quick gill. Oh, I thought that was something. Okay, come on. Come on, Torgal. You know you want
When
it.
did you get so big?
He's just a big baby. Right. I think that concludes things here, or not. Just too many broken crates and stuff like that everywhere. I'm sure I've missed one. There's got to be at least one in here. There you go. There just had to be. Right. Back to Boklad we go, because I think, well, to be fair, this might be the way back to Boklad, so let's just follow it. At least we would have unlocked more of the map. Not sure if there's a path through. Is it really through here? I think so. It's a pretty big area, I have to say, to be fair, as settlements go. It's basically, there's more stuff here than Boklad. So, I think we can follow the riverbank. That's good. I was going to say, like, it would be a nice visual area if we could. And I think we can, so that's good. Sweet. See, it's amazing what a touch of colour will do, huh? Let me just enjoy this. Just all of the projectiles. Yeah, we're just trying to enjoy like a nice riverside stroll. Right, this time I might run straight through. Yeah, it's a pretty looking area for sure. Yeah, it feels like there could be a big battle here. Oh, it's a dead end. Shit. Okay, fine. I guess from here we'll just have to fast travel back. But yeah, there's probably going to be some kind of S rank hunt here. There's got to be. Looks like another nice dragon area here. Most definitely. Alright. Back we go. And I think with that, everywhere has been explored now in this region. Right? Yeah.
Something the matter, Theodore? Quiet.
Those are our terms. I trust that you will give them your full consideration.
I shall. Thank you.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes. And, no. But enough about him. How did you fare down in Cashlock?
It's done. The village is safe now.
You made quick work of it, as always.
I should go and let Eloise know.
Don't let me keep you. But Clive, don't tell her I was watching her, will you? She'll only get upset. I'll explain everything once you've finished with your report.
All right. We'll speak then.
Trading places.
Eloise, I just got back from Cashlock. The village should be safe now.
Thank you, Clive. Here, something for your trouble. Well then, now that you have laid the groundwork for our little project, I suppose we'd better finish the job. The first thing we'll need to do is make sure our offer for the bearers is accepted.
You're still in negotiations?
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the Fist on our behalf, but things have been trickier than we anticipated. I suppose it's to be expected. This is the army we're dealing with. Fighting's what they do. But we shall emerge victorious in the end.
Well, if you need any help, you know where to find me.
I'm not sure I do. But thank you, all the same.
Okay. So getting close to 1,500 plus points now. We finally got to level 41. We were there for quite some time.
Ah, Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching earlier, the one speaking to my sister. He represents the Silver Peak Consortium. It's one of the bigger trading houses.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dharmekia has. They operate across the length and breadth of the Republic, and they're still expanding. They've been trying to get Eloise to join their ranks for some time now, and judging by her reaction earlier, I'd say she had half a mind to accept their latest offer.
And you'd rather she didn't?
I would rather she did what makes her happy. And I would never deny her such an opportunity. Eloise saved me from slavery, and we have striven to save others like me ever since. But this was not the life my sister wanted, nor the one she deserves. I won't let her give up on her dreams again for my sake. She freed me from my bonds, and she must be freed from hers in turn.
You're a good man, Theo.
I have always been grateful for what my sister did for me, and I want to repay the favor by letting her live her own life. But each time an opportunity to do just that arises, she turns it down. For my sake.
She loves you.
And I love her. Which is why I want this time to be different. To show her that I don't need to be watched over anymore. Though I'm sure I'll still need some help from time to time. I trust that I can count on you.
Always.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, I had better get back to work. These bearers aren't going to move themselves. That's a job for the Crimson Caravans.
Yeah, so there's probably going to be one more set of quests related to these guys. And speaking of quests, that's that one done, and now we can head to Martha's Rest for the final one. Before I think again I will do a nice chunk of story, even if new things come up immediately after doing this. I'll probably get some good story in. These quests have definitely generally been better. The last few hours that I've not, like the few hours here have been much better than the previous side quest break that I did. That side quest break and everything up to the end of Goots losing the passes, I think was one of the worst sections of the game, but it's definitely picked back up, so that's a good sign. For God's sake, I went the wrong way again. I'm blind to the entrance of Martha's place for some reason. I miss it every single time. Alright, Martha. What do you want?
Ah, Clive. Just the man I was hoping to see.
Oh? And why is that?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been lost to an ether flood. Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. I ain't daft after all. But we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with haylofts and chocobo pens. I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put 'em? There just ain't enough room up here on the rock. Which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting on to keep us safe are living like beggars.
I see.
And it ain't just that lot. There's bearers to think about too. There's been more and more of them turning up lately. coming from all over looking for safe haven. But there's only so many we can shelter with the room we've got. We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. What we need is a new home for our new arrivals. And that's what I was hoping you might help me with. If it ain't too much of a burden, of course.
It's no burden.
Thank you, Clive.
So, where were you thinking of making this new home?
Well, I reckon we could do a lot worse than Eastpool.
Eastpool. It's been a long time since I thought about that place.
It was a tragedy, what happened. And if any of us could have done anything to stop it, we would have. But what's done is done. And those who lived there wouldn't have wanted the village they loved to be left in ruins.
I suppose you're right.
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it yet. There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den, and they don't seem like they'll be moving on in a hurry. Nasty bastards they are too. I've lost some good men to their raids. Would have sent someone to clear 'em out sooner, if my boys didn't already have their hands full fending off the Akashic. But now we've got a few more Guardians of the Flame to call on. I reckon it's time we made our move. What do you say? Fancy leading a raiding party?
I do. Eastpool was once home to people I loved. I won't have bandits sully those memories. I'll gladly drive them out of there.
And I know the men will gladly follow you. I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might be able to win the place back. And I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too. Why don't you go and talk to him?
Of course.
Yep, definitely sounds like a Clive / Sid II kind of job. Alrighty. So
Back
Wade.
to Eastpool, then.
Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first.
Yeah, like for example, in this ensuing scene, will Wade acknowledge Joshua's existence? Like seeing the two brothers together and that kind of thing. I mean, for Wade, that'd be pretty insane. Something tells me no, unfortunately, and that would kind of be exactly what I've been saying. But let's see. Hopefully the game surprises me.
So Wade, it's good to see you well.
And you, Lord Rossfield. And you.
I spoke with Martha. She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool and make it your own.
That's right, though it was mostly her idea. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us, not to mention each other's. And then there are the bearers, men and women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought refuge here. We need somewhere to settle them, and I can think of worse places than Eastpool.
As can I. Which is why I agreed to help you win it back.
That's very kind of you. I'd be most grateful if you would. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues running for the hills.
So, what can you tell me?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen at our last count. And rather less, thankfully. The road that leads there will more than likely still be crawling with Akashic. A small force would suffice to clear the village. But if the Akashic were to follow them in, that force could end up trapped between a rock and a very hard place indeed.
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandits. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come too close. Make sure I'm not taken unawares.
I can't ask you to bear all that risk yourself, my lord.
The Akashic are the bigger risk. I can handle a few bandits.
Well, if you're sure, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you here?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead. We'll be with you before long.
All right. I'll meet you at Eastpool then.
We shall see you there. And may victory await our coming.
Yeah, so like right there, I would have loved to have seen, you know, when he said like you don't have to do it on your own, take that risk yourself. No, but I'm not alone. And you see these guys here, and he's like, oh my god. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I am missing a little bit, I can't lie. But I'm pretty sure the biggest reason is because it is probably possible to do that quest while Joshua's not in the party. So having to kind of record multiple versions of that scene, depending on whether he's there or not, is going to be just too difficult. And so I do get it, but I can't stop wishing that it wasn't the case.